We're going to take this time now to recognize the players, talk about the season. Right off the bat, once, personally for me, thank you for the support. Obviously, anytime you go to a new coaching situation, you got to have support behind the scenes. We definitely had that throughout the year. And what we'll do is we'll recognize the players. They'll come up. Y'all saying every player's going to come up. We got something for you. We'll recognize you. Then basically, underclass will all sit back down. We'll finish with seniors. Seniors will stay up here. And then basically, we're done. All players will come up here, and we'll get that one last picture as we, like I said, basically as we finish up the presentations. But as far as the year, once again, it's one of those things we knew in this region there was going to be a pretty good baseball team that wasn't going to make it. And the fact, like I said, the fact is there was 5 really good teams in this region. It was a competitive region. As you look through it, out of our 28 games, we played 22 times and somebody went to the playoffs. Out of that 22 times, 16 of those games, somebody went to the second round. So the fact that this group rolled up 16 wins and 10 region wins was an impressive season. And especially as you look through the numbers, one thing you always want to do is grow as a player. We had multiple kids. Whatever they've done in the past, they were able to increase it and improve it this year. And that's one thing we look for as coaches. In all honesty, we don't care what type of player we get. We just want to max them out. Whatever their max is, that's what we want to reach. And we felt like we reached out for at least for one calendar year. And obviously, guys come back, we'll go right back to work. But once again, it was a good year. A lot of key wins, defeated everybody in the region. As we went through the season, it was an 18-game schedule, and a lot of people doubted the schedule. They talking about basically, coach, you're going to run out of pitching, coach, y'all going to run out of. That's all I heard. Well, when you look back at all through the region, the top 5 teams, they had good pitching all throughout, and we were one of them. So it was a great year on the mound. Did a lot of great things on the field. A lot of key moments, especially for each kid individually, as we went through the year. But JV, we'll go with players. First player, Ed, guys, just come up. I'll say something about you. First guy is old Benny Jernigan, freshman year this year. Jernigan, come on up. Yeah, I'm leading off for you. Like I said, Bladen did a great job for us. JV worked hard during the year, got better right here. There you go. Like I said, very fortunate to have him. Did a great job this year as he got better and went out throughout the year. He's not here, but next guy. Jake Lively, same boat. Like I said, JV kid did a great job for us when he was got on the field. He works, like I said, he works hard. But I saw Jake Lively. Next one is Landon Gutman, come on up. Landon does a good job. Big thing about Landon is, it was obvious throughout the summer, all the way through the season, he got better as the year went on. If he wants to continue that, he's going to have to continue to work. But he did a great job representing Toombs County High School. Next kid, to be honest with you, he played baseball in a while, but he came out, he worked hard. Very athlete, like I said, he's an athletic kid. That's Tyler Heath. He just once again did a good job representing us on, off the field, and doing what he's supposed to. And that's Tyler Heath. Okay. Now the next one will be these guys. So that was the team picture we had in here. Next kid is a freshman. He had an injury situation this year with his arm, but as he goes through it, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be a good arm for us as he goes down the road. Also, I believe he's going to play a good first base, and I believe his bat's going to be pretty good as he goes down the road. It doesn't say a whole lot, which is a good thing a lot of times, but we're looking for big things out of him next year. That's Logan Knight. As I just said, he doesn't talk a whole lot. This next kid probably talks less. I don't know if he's going to play poker, but there's no doubt in my mind he's got a great face for it. Did a great job this year on the varsity. He was thrown in some key spots, first and third throughout the year. Made a lot of key plays, had a lot of key hits as we go through it. And that is Bryson Stanley. Now those two don't talk a whole lot. This does talk. Did a great job for us in the outfield. Athletic kid, swung a huge, and to be honest with you, probably had one of the biggest at-bats of the year in the Banquet County in the 8th inning. As we got the win, he got the base hit up the middle, because once again, that was a huge win. It basically gave us a chance to make a run for the playoffs and stay with those top 2 or 3 teams. And I expect big things out of him down the road, and that's Cody Cortez. Okay. He talks a lot. This one here doesn't say a whole lot, but I tell you what this one did. When we got here in the fall, we asked the kids, you know, if you want to come out, we're willing to work. And we went out 47 times this fall. This kid was there 38 of them. He just showed up, and I don't know how much he had played in the past, but I'm willing to bet he overshot us. He did a lot more this year than he thought he was probably going to do. As the year went on, we pretty much told him off the bat, you're a pitcher only. You're going to be a pitcher for us. That's what you're going to do down the road. If you want a chance to play down the road, that's what you're going to be. And when it was all said and done, all throughout the JV season, he led us some wins in his pitch. Alex recorded pretty much the whole thing. And it's a good example, but in today's time, people worry about how hard you throw a baseball, and they've already said it. I don't care less how hard you throw it. My question is where you throw it. And he did a great job this year on the mound for us in JV, and that was Tyler Hutchinson. I knew I was going to do that. Yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, roll right. Next, another freshman was probably thrown in the fire a little bit quicker than he thought he was going to be. We had kids basketball, wrestling, first stretch of the year. He got thrown in the fire, and when they came back, there's probably part of him that thought he was going to go back to being that JV only catcher. Next thing you know, he's our game 1 starter behind the plate. And one thing I'm real big on is I'm not real big about the MVP this and stuff like that, because I don't care how good of an arm you got, you're useless unless you got somebody to catch it. Because I've seen a lot of high school baseball teams that's lost games. Happened a couple years ago, I watched somebody, they actually lost the game. The kid could throw it 95. The problem was they had nobody could catch it. And the ball bounced off the backstop the entire game, and they got beat in the playoffs. We ended up playing Blakely County instead of playing Heard County. So, kid did a great job on and not only did he do a great job behind the plate, a lot of times when that freshman walks in, people think they're going to take second. Those couple teams, they learn pretty quick that he was going to throw his 30–40% out. That's all we want out of a catcher. And he did a great job behind the plate, and that is Jason Deuce. Okay. Next kid, he's not here. I don't think he played baseball a whole lot, but he came to work. Next thing you know, he was our first set of wheels out off the bench in key moments and key ball games, and that is Jonathan Myers. Next kid, hard worker, like I said, which they're all hard workers. They wouldn't be sitting here right now. Next year, like I said, once again, we offered a chance in the fall to come out and work. He was there. Every time we turned around, he was there. We saw a lot of improvement from August to basically as we went to the varsity season. He had a lot of key hits early in the season, a lot of key at-bats. And one thing about him, and it's one thing we tell him, we don't care how it looks. Just get the job done. There was a lot of times, it may have been ugly, swinging a bat, but I'm going to tell you, when we needed a ball in play, or we needed a ball caught, he got the job done. And to me, his biggest play of the year is the 7th inning at Banquet County, when the kid hit the scud to right field. He brought the ball in, because I promise you, that ball drops. People don't realize we were up by 5 at the time, but if that ball drops, we probably lose that ball game. And like I said, the next kid is Foster Jones. Next kid had an injury early in the year in another sport, and that slowed him down a little bit off. Like I said, once he got to us, he had some key at bats. and we talk about baseball all the time. There's no clock. I love football and basketball, but in those sports, you can hold the ball, take a knee, pass the ball around, and run out the clock. Baseball, there is no clock. You've got to get the 21 outs. I mean, you've got to get them. We're down by 2. Nobody's on base against Coffee. I mean, our chance of losing that ball game at that point is pretty much 99.9%. Get a couple runners on. This kid gets a hit. Next thing you know, like I said, we sweep Coffee County during the year. He had a great year for us, and that is Alex Gordy. Next kid, I don't think he played a whole lot before. I don't think he played in a while. But he came out, and he's one of those kids, he just works. Every time you look to turn around, he's doing something. And I'll tell you right now, I didn't think he was going to get many at-bats JV during the year, especially younger kids in front of him. But the next thing you know, we're beating Vide in a JV game, and you look at the stat sheet, and he's got 3 RBIs off 2 base hits. And it was a pleasure to be around this year. Just to be honest with you, he does things the way you're supposed to do it. It has nothing to do with physical ability. And like I said, that is Dakota Curtis. Next gentleman, like I said, he's not here, but we're going to point him out. Hadn't played baseball in a while. I believe that, like I said, obviously had one. He had defense. He had an injury. That slowed him down. But I tell you one thing he did, he worked. That's and they can tell you, I don't care less who you are, where you come from. We just want workers. And the kid worked, and by the end of the year, I thought he hit the hardest baseball we saw all year out of any team, and that is Chase Miller. Next gentleman, once again, multi-sport guy, so we don't see him a whole lot here, which is good. We don't see him a whole lot. He got to us after a week was done, and ended up having a good year for us. Played out, obviously, an outstanding outfield for us. A lot of key diving plays and key moments as we went through the season. And also, as we go through this, we're going to give some awards for basic baseball numbers. This was our stolen base leader. He, like I said, led us with stolen bases throughout the year, and did a great job in the outfield, moving around the lineup, trying to find the right spot as we went through the season, and that is Channel Lynn. Okay, next gentleman, when we got here this summer, started work, and you realize he never pitched a whole lot. Just talking to him in a long season, but you saw a little bit of something this summer. And next thing you know, as he went through the year, he was we started in game 2 of the series. We felt comfortable with the Cole 1, him game 2, and then Brock game 3. But this kid had a great year, especially as the year went on. His offensive numbers because they started off pretty low, but it's like anything else. You work hard at it, you're going to get rewarded at the end when it matters the most. And that's what he did. Is like I said, had a lot of injuries. Had a couple of injuries during the year that made him miss a couple games. But and the other thing about him, I'll say about him, because he had a lot more patience than I did. He pitched 3 straight games, which were going against good teams. We weren't able to score a run, but he just kept going, and he gave us a chance. Every time, that's one thing about every arm that stepped on the mound for us, they gave us a chance. And this kid, like I said, had a great year for us. He also led us in ERA, but also you had to throw at least 25 innings. He led us with an ERA of 1.7 with everybody who threw over 25 innings, and that is Chase Musselman. Okay, next kid, I said, play back. The multi-sport kid does a great job for the school overall, off and on the field, classroom, all of it. When he got to us, like I said, did a great job of the outfield. I went through just going through the numbers the other day. He had 5 what I call just swing catches. I mean, they are catches that swing an entire ball game. Because the infielder misses the ball, there's still 3 people behind him. Outfielder misplaces the ball, and there's runners on. You may see a 2 to 3 run swing, and that, by my count, he had 5 catches during the outfield. And to be honest with you, 2 were heading towards the right field line, 2 of them were heading to right center, and those 5 catches basically changed the whole dynamic of the game. He did a great job for us, and that is Trey Cloud. Okay. Now, like I said, that'll lead us to our singers. Now, ladies and guys, y'all stay up here, and then we'll get everybody before we take the pictures. Like I said, with the whole group. But anytime coaches change, the biggest group that have the biggest impact are singers, because they've been basically consistently doing the same thing for 3 years, and then you're bringing somebody else new that things are going to be different. They are the swing group. They are the group that sits there. If they buy in, you can be successful. If they don't buy in, to be honest with you, it can be a mess. This group here, as the year went on, more and more, they bought in more and more and more, and that's why you saw all of them have good years. First senior we're going to talk about. Once we got here, I saw during the summer, I said he can be an outstanding arm, and he had a great year to play for us, like I said, play good infield. And throughout the year, basically, I believe he had more base hits this year than everything else had together. It just shows you how much you've grown as a player. And I'll tell you what he also did, and I thought it was the most important thing. He didn't throw a whole lot of innings, and it goes back to Trey Cloud. We only threw a handful of people because, to be honest, so many people chewed up so many innings, it helped us tremendously. But Trey and Dalton, when the numbers were called, they got the job done. I'm gonna go back to Trey. Last game of the season, like I said, that was his highest pitch count all year, and also most innings thrown, but he got the job done. And then every time we got Lynn in, he also got the job done. That's a lot of key wins as we went through the year. And our first senior we're going to recognize is Dalton Lynn. One thing I do as seniors, like I said, is I always pick a baseball signed by everybody. That is, baseball, I was able to get the last 4 balls used in the last home game out of the umpire's bag. That's the 4 baseballs that the seniors are going to receive, our last 4 used. And we also have jerseys framed. And some people ask why you do it. It's simple. For the amount of time anybody puts in 4 years, the jersey's worth it. They pick the color they want, red or blue. And we'll leave those over there because so many people moving around. They have something happen. So we'll just leave those there and we'll get pictures in a minute. Next senior, like I said, we came in, we knew he could be he's an athletic kid. We knew he was capable of having a good year. And he did that, especially as the year went on. Because you can just see the numbers climb as you go through the season. Did a great job playing third. I told him he could be a great third baseman. I got here, it was easy to see. Had a lot of key plays during the year. Battled some arm issues, but the fact is, he was able to push through that, and he had a very productive senior year, and that is Bryce DeLoach. Our next senior, like I said, there's our game 3 guy. I was very comfortable because once you get to game 3, we knew with the most of the series that game 3 was going to be a swing game. And I went and told the coaches earlier, if I'm going into game 3, I just assume hand the ball to a senior. And that's one reason we did what we did with the pitch rotation. He did a great job throughout the year for us. Had a lot of key hits. His award, one of the awards always, like I said, I like to point out, he is the strikeout leader on the mound. And if you look at the strikeouts, a lot of these strikeouts are in key situations, runners on second and third, less than 2 outs, where people are just trying to get a ball in play to get a run in. Had a great year for us. He also led us in home runs. And I'll go ahead and say this about him. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring it. I think because once again, not only were I trying to sell myself to them, they're selling themselves to me. You know, can I trust you and you trust me? And I think the thing that sold me on off the bat was we go to Tattnall County, we hit the Grand Slam, we had a mess up, I'll take full responsibility for that. I've seen a lot of kids just go into the me society. No, I will say they didn't throw a helmet for me, but I've seen it on other teams where they go throwing a helmet, acting all kind of foolish. I'll be honest with you, just flat out acting stupid. Put it all about them. His comment was very simple: let's get the outs and move on. And that's when he sort of sold me on him. Okay, this guy here we can go to battle with. No different than these two right here, and that is Brock Harrison. Okay, our next senior, next senior, obviously, like I said, catch, one of the toughest things to do in baseball, especially high school baseball, is ask, because it happens a lot, is your most experienced catcher is also one of your better arms. Well, now you're talking about a lot of throwing, and one reason we went with him in game 1 was they gave him 2 days rest before he went back behind the plate for games 2 and 3. That's one reason we did the rotation we did during the year. But he did a great job for us, like I said, on and off the field, just like I said, everybody. As we went through the year, like I said, the numbers speak for itself, but the key thing I thought was, and you saw, and that's why I thought he was very successful this year, is just an even key. I've told him before, you can't be a roller coaster. You got to be pretty consistent in this sport here. Basketball, football, you can go all crazy, get the band going because you play once or twice a week. But when you're putting on a uniform 3 or 4 times a week, and baseball is the ultimate game of failure. Any other sport, you do something right 30% of the time, you get fired. Baseball, you get it right 30% of the time, you bat 300, we think you're a pretty good baseball player. And baseball is the ultimate game of failure, and I guess I'll go with soapbox here. I think that's one reason we're seeing the numbers drop. People can't handle failure, they want something easy, and when they mess up, they flat out go home, do something else. This group here, they play the ultimate game of failure, where failure is every single day. And one of the first lines I gave them when I got here was being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Whatever the situation, everybody's good when you're comfortable, but the fact is, in this game here, you're going to be uncomfortable most of the time. And that's where you got to get good at, and I thought he did it, because we did kick it at times, and I thought all 3 arms did a great job, just staying even keel, just keep throwing strikes. And he did a great job, like I said, throughout the year. He had our highest average, most RBIs. He also got our gold glove, because out of basically 122 chances, he was 0 errors on 122 chances. And he threw out basically from 50 to 60% of base runners throughout the entire year. And he was also responsible for 5 double plays. And that senior, and our last senior is Cole Graham. And like I said, we got y'all's jerseys over here. I didn't want somebody, I'll be honest with you, didn't want something to get messed up. Now, if y'all don't mind, the rest of the players come up real quick. We'll get one last, y'all slide.